Memo ache na memo akwa ba mfa umra na watwe dwumadi so ewo Adom TV. If you are trying ho ewo asempa 94.7 FM na watwe akwa ba betwe a o se sinkonwa na yedwendwe oman Ghana ho fi se de bia me kama asem se ye che oman we no na ye nyaaye ana ye che wiade na ye nyaaye e oman Ghana efie ni fie uye ni ye ekoye ma wanye ni ye nso a ekoye ma enti se na watwe sei ebeto ya na wo se yetumi adwendwe oman Ghana ho na watwe we ensem bebre na esi wom na edin na eya wo ni esi ye ewo elwak wa bra mebunu akwa akose mko try so menya Ghana Armed Forces adwuma ni bia ye enlistment no na enumu ena ne ye friend no say stampede BC ye obia epre so betumi akowura exercise no munti no ema enkofo ensia efa so hwere omonkwa na mo nyina so ye ma nyanya asem papa fi se enkofo bebre na aka se o hwe the Ghana Armed Forces senior instructor tie na wo expect a discipline and you know eniwa bibe koye e organization mu na no mu susu se enkeni se Ghana Armed Forces hwe se dom sa bebo krunche e wo baby fa ko te se elwak na emom ni aba no aba lesson ben na ebesua e wom na ma a guide yen ochina nyoma ye beye for a year recruitment into the Ghana Armed Forces edebe de na ankoye e wo elwak eni kumase a man bi mu wuye na bebre no nso praye maka lesson ben ene ebesua wom ene ye be discuss nsem we nyina na ensem ye no so esi da baako eye yawada no eye budget ene CJ approval onim se ye toto eye Justice Paul Bafoboni ano sanka ombembe ye Chief Justice na no the vetting committee the report when him say minority no e work it out fi say no mo say in principle omunjin say also support to the vetting because omu believe say the process no has been challenged by the former CJ and they couldn't have been part of it to mufimu na majority side ni wie you know they brought the reporting to the plenary and the plenary a vote here the Thursday before budget presentation ojitum say well or say Paul Bafoboni CJ Justice or some genitum no be the Chief Justice and no and a year ba share the vetting in CC and even the confirmation of a year ne CJ Sepono until we'll go into that particular matter as well. Na sada no anadrono around 550 something 106 and a budget for 2026 so status of more kind na no na wuti nseme woman the VAT rationalization buying and some more can how am financing the budget deficit trying to create 800,000 jobs any idea ye bisa say a desired reforms in the braille or expectations are now when it ahead of budget no do you have that feel or bring the budget number and it saying you better drinking now on Nnawotwe Yi free emrewe de kopem nundu hano you better na near drinking same way nyina ho me be ko break na ba metwa me ho aba me ba me da mabedwafo no so adi na won so hu won mo a ye ne ombedi dwumai enne oni yentina you from Samuel Kojo Brace on behalf of my production team memo akwaba me gidi se me nuanom bebre na so hwe me e wa hantaba monti mlaba sikaba baba hini baba da kishimo bagira de kabla ma wo wanda adole manzinu no ezo anake wanda mani mu ano ntazo shama lokobeme 32 misemo mu an ya ba kwa ba yefa ba na wotwe Jumali dey izazo Adom TV bani ye wo a yetwa ye hotawu na ya ye ba se yeto azoro ntuni entra ye ba isia. All right, inti memo akwa babio evamra Nnawotwe Jumadi so mema mabejafo akwaba Honorable Kofi Afol Bente, the young man like ourselves. Oh yeah, the Member of Parliament for Seshiri also. Honorable, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Pomwe.
Yami Adom, Yahoye.
More am Cabrosano.
Yen Cabrosa, Cassafi.
I'm Cassafi.
Cassa.
Safi, that is a hunter and not the same crowd.
Yeah, into my house, Moka Cassabi TV.
I'll take a grand.
It says Safi, a hunter, Brosa, Zimba.
I think they are languages of the same dialect.
Sure. Cross border, no drew Africosa, yes. So, yeah. Could do Abidjan, called the two arms of Mokasa, we are one.
Exactly.
We are one. We came from oneness, and we will try to go back to oneness. That is the way.
Yeah, it's a bit crowded. They've been in Sefi since they are you know. But you replaced the very
Yeah.
Because the man you replaced was a colossus. But never going to say.
Oh, yeah, my papa. You know, I consult him. I have 2 former MPs in my constituency. My papa no me tipenti me no mo din sa was so because I believe me GD say pani di obi anya bi da abofra no obi aye bi enti yesi se wonyini wie ya mensre akwatia de wo maye no in fact the wish of papa teacher papa bia ne say ne ma betimi aye de atra de ono eye enti me nka say me papa Polivance edu anya bibia wa bro there be say Dr. Free wanye bibia there be the obobeye ye no me sire wo munsemu nhyira se metimi aye de essence a ni nyina ko wie se hwe so yempuntu enti anope ma me fasa kunye sukra enchia Dr. Koku Free machia Honorable Ambassador Polivance edu
say an ambassador
sure over Kenya Kenya. You know, Kenya is a busy place as far as international Ghana international relation is concerned. And Mr. Adom Shama so Mukoswa international woman guide them in Kakra say meet me aye atra de omodi edru ye no.
Okay. So if you now Father Osman, a member of the MPP's National Communications Team. Father, good morning.
Good morning. Opposition for. Ghana for idea. Many MP cries, I believe some me free baby. We didn't impatem come just a minute. No problem. I don't pay my mincha, micro for a wing chief for a children on a pay. Now, Raho Samni said, when she were a year. Yeah, my hima every mo. Oh, Yami Adoma 27th of this month, and I Nnawotwe Yi. Oh, Chinteja. And him say when for him now, Ghana for Nina Babe Kayeho. Now I can went to my hina is a Yamami, went to my hima crabra. Oh, is an opedia, Miss went to Funina Yako. Oh, you were year. Then I can't need me didn't quay a year. And a year soon could Yankuja. My name's Honorable Vinya Queen. Or far away in 27th of this month.
Okay. Say, not made the year 28th. Okay. I was state
a full pack activities because so. To say, be a year, remember when you know your canopy.
Okay. All right. I feel the young core issues in the way you need that quite say. Yes, I become Dr. Bernard Tutubuano, a political marketer and a lecturer at University of Education, Winneba, Baba Kansa studio here in Edinkomo. Edrusa ye calls and somebody being so I would go on Zoom. Now, any someone an peer or security analyst so I could Dinkomo. But young Parliament, yen shall say on the budget. Now, yen share near a coy. Okay. Now, Yen Konen Kutie, the finance minister, and a presentation on the 24-hour economy and a more vision for agriculture, for example. And again, Revelation says, Yebabe Accra Kumasi Expressway. I'm sure Expressway they need to say, and to know Yenya Tosa Aquanoswa. Kumasi and nearly 5 hours corner. We should be doing like 2.5 hours. Because it's an expressway, Yan Tawan Tawabia or Aquino. So then we would also listen to the majority and minority or more discussions on the budget. And young share videos nearby will come into the studio and share discussion.
3 new garment factories in Bono East, Central and Eastern regions will be established to operate under the 24-hour economy. To strengthen local manufacturing, export of non-ferrous scrap metals and raw rubber will be restricted under the Feed the Industry program. 7 new agro-processing plants in the northern, central, Ahafo, Bono, northeast, Bono East, and western north regions. The government will provide agriculture mechanization machinery for 50 agricultural districts with over 4,400 different machineries. Mr. Speaker, these machineries will include the following. Mr. Speaker, we'll be getting 660 tractors, 3,000 tractor trailers, 200 mini tractors, Ghana's first modern 6-lane bi-directional Class A expressway, stretching 198.7 kilometers. The Accra-Kumasi expressway will link the capital to the Ashanti region to end the double track system in our secondary schools. Mr. Speaker, under this program, we will upgrade Category A schools by building new classroom blocks. We will upgrade 10 Category B schools to Category A, equipping them with modern classrooms. We will accordingly upgrade 30 Category C schools to Category B. Mr. Speaker, we will build new classrooms, dormitories, and modern science resource centers. We met an economy in distress, weighed down by debt, weakened by mismanagement, and stripped of confidence. The new VAT reforms will do the following. We will abolish the COVID-19 health recovery levy. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the decoupling of GET Fund and National Health Insurance levies from the VAT tax base. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish VAT on recognizance and prospecting of minerals. The Bank of Ghana will stay data-driven and cautious, holding inflation within the targeted band of 8 ± 2 and easing only when safe. Speaker, Central Bank is doing a good job.
After several months on the job, he came to repeat the same lamentation, part 2 of his lamentation. When the minister himself is a minister, is a member of parliament, and fails to recognize the parliament and its work, and you say we should hail you. Look at the ministers and their faces. Mr. Speaker, 2025, he should tell us the releases he gave them. When he was mentioning some of the figures, the ministers were looking as if this is the first time they were seeing the figures. Was there any consultation? Mr. Speaker, was there any consultation?
It is not lamentations. It is the continued unearthing of the bad economic management of the NPP that is being revealed every day. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious from the budget statement that the NPP government was the worst case study of bad economic management.
Adom kuma wo Ghana mrahye fie ene de ato say sika awodo bi a wono butwae wo afempino ne aduonu enum akon sika no mu no aban yi nya na adwene se obeyi sika yi ama me ahodo a ekono wono mo ede akọ ebra kana Ghana foto for Dr. Amin Adam ejina Adom kuma na nemu akasa no to say
things such as toilet rolls and are unable to even provide fuel for government work. A close look at the data presented in the 2026 budget confirmed the fear by the minority early this year that this government was incapable of implementing its programs they presented in the 2025 budget. For example, goods and services. The government programmed to spend 5.1 billion Ghana cedis from quarter 1 to quarter 3, but ended up spending only 3.8 billion Ghana cedis. This compares to the annual allocation of 6.7 billion Ghana cedis.
We no sani to just say any abenyi akoma sika wode aba betudwa no enkontumponko an wo aba betwa ade a kire omanfo a anya de se ba bebu bibiara e wokwan bia eso.
That the might talked about Nkoko Kitengiti was just launched this week, in spite of the fact that the 2025 budget provision for it since March 2025. A clear example of how this government is struggling to implement its priority programs. And let me use this opportunity to caution that the Harmattan season has just started in some parts of the country. And we don't want to hear stories later that the chicks have been killed by the Harmattan. Timing is of utmost importance when you are implementing a program. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the National Codex Program, which was not implemented, has found yet another space in the 2026 budget.
All right, so that was a former finance minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam Nnawotwe Yi, the minority in parliament, on the budget. Dr. Bernard Tutuboin, a political marketer and lecturer at the University of Education, whenever Wababeka and in studio guests, they are fully represented here. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
We have a call there.
You heard them.
Okay. Afi yenko budget no more. Mamencha CMF honorable Kofi for Bente ho because we the government budget. I'm sure say I mean if you look at the budget for you and more session also manya na mo hwehwe there. Does it inspire that hope say yes you get what you're looking for?
Obviously, I say nipa bia wo needs wa hu hia there unlimited.
Yes.
No in economics they say the human needs are unsatiable. Untimi enya say wenya de ope bia wo nya we na foforo ba bre bia wo behwe ba bia wotie ba bia wakọ akoduru na wahwe eso de say sabre mu de na mehia aboa me mama ko enkan enu achi yewura omampani onam ne photo samfo Dr. Atoforsen so e de ne sika sam hyehyɛ ene ne plan ode ebehwe Ghana man afia ye ko wura mi eye 2026 ebetu dwa mrakwan so sa na wo se wo mo eye no na de ode baaye si ebeka ya afia ye wo mu 2025 minister abeka budget e wo match mu ho baa bi sa budget no ye nye hu we kura enwie ye na ye de 2026 de ba sa na ye no na ne me pese ye nyina ye twe ya adwen kosi so ene se budget na omampani edi nkan de ba ye 2025 budget no o me yeti asese o de research Ghana o de hyehyɛ Ghana na atitia pansam no boat no north na alusulusu no nyina ye miemiemu na ye nyina so bi ansa yetimi adi dwuma anyini na ya manyuma aba omanim no kre bosumi nkono papa Atoforsen bebu ho akonta kire ye nyina be dia dance yese nioma ye oman sika sem fapem de yetimi akura mu yi ama sesi a Ghana economy sika se betimi aka se ejena yi nioma boa na bire bi ehuruhuri kosi se wugina so bi na wo to ade kra timi ka kire se ade no bo no yatum ene ye hu se ka se nioma boa se de ehuruhuri cost inflation na ekoya bire bi ekoya ko do 50 something 55% as at end of 2024 mpo de na 23% ene ye nyina nyame na meka enyame na meka ya eti hey ye nyina ye mu bi onka say inflation akosi sen enti Ghana fo hu say oh ene say na yetimi ye ne sa ma ne ye yie say ebire bi beso pa ma neoma bo wo Ghana ha ya tete so ye de ne enum an say wi ase ko nanim enti say ade echi ade san ya fi ko bia no neoma bo be hururu akoso ene ye te Ghana ha de ye hunu bi da de ye nti bi da meme ko fi de enfia mebe di wasase so nyina say meti o man Ghana mu na afibia na ben bia baden hyehyɛ aba sɛ nioma bo ekofom ene ye hunu bi cedi ne dollar ntɔkɔ a na ye nyina ye nim sɛ ekuyen cedi na koya dollar na koya kodu ba bi na ohia cedi no ma akoma du nso ansa wakari anya dollar ba ko ene ayeka sɛ ye nyina ye nim nyame na meka sɛ cedi no atimi ho aye dia ma wo mu a Ghana ha ebire bi wo koto o ma dia on person ko tu in dollars ade bi o person o ton dollar me hu bi madam for bia okoje allergy bi dan allergy no sha ase na meje this dollars afi kodu ba bi allergy se menye dollar bi meje cd wo hu se cd no enti wenum nyina ye nyina so yenim se eye fapem economic indicators no bi o a wo se wutimi ekura ne yie ama wanya akwanya nya fapem bi afi ase aye se a
na o ka se nyo abebo ekofam obi teacher we ka se na honorable nyo ben na ekofam
eno de yenim ana pese mekam yenim he anwa gallon na kofo gallon so na onim ni bo nyem na mekam se adwadifo no ma chana ha bobo sa prices nyina afen adwadifo no enim se anwa bo emu ya wo se ye me ye hu business menim se emu bo akofom yeah medium ye be business ye be ni akamu no kronso kire adwadifo Ghana fo nyina se ena ye mu na me ni kojo ede ba abonten afi ye mu ye di bronya no ne bo no ye de compare ye de toto afrasa ye de no a emu ne bo no abafom Ghana food in what and say tomatoes wo abafom
and because it's seasonal crops
any season you see you can inflation ya inflation ni say the general prices of goods no man nyina ke kan bom nyina e kosoro even no man ye imported inflation me inflation ne no ma boa ye kosoro Ghana nyina dodo na ye no man na ye krade ba ntia no bi no bi se ban se na ye te Ghana ha miami krom se we also kra eduane bo ko ye din akodu bi western region western of ye dey the highest food inflation na nkofo ntia se ba bi edu eduane yes enye enuane a ye du awon nko a na ye spend ye di esika eto de ye koto obi de wakra ba na ne bo aye den no me nso me hwese me de no me koton a me pagya bo nim amamanya sika ne bibire de akoto de enye me na me produce ye no so we could see how na exchange rate inflation high ene edi ho na me say ene school fees kora ya tete so enti mesre na Ghana fo nyina ya gyetum say afi 2025 yi reset no ya miamia boat ne north no mo awie no yewura mampanyine ne na food samfo say afi die ye benyini ye be grow economy. I was in parliament last budget here reading the match na ye nuanom minority for say wo mo be fia ban mu no na your economy your mind no yetimi apagya mu 5%. Ade na ye budget 2025 na yesi ye de be pagya mu 4%. Yes, you were to forcing when your finance nko was answer your accountant. Oni bibi e friend prudence. Accountant de men ko dwa wanu nkeka meye we akese na bile nko dura. It is better say meka say meye 4% na afine be duru na be ko na wie na metimi aye 6% and wo hu economy growth. Nyina e kire say ya de neoma toto akwan mu a afi ye be ye djuma amamrante ne mabawa anya adwuma aye
but that reform ya moye traders already and even many Professor Bokpin didn't come on. So he disagrees with the 20% VAT now moye no he said a bit counterproductive no yeah in relation to yes aborigine the VAT rate our Ivory Coast I say is around 7 point something%. But in the sub-region, averagely 18. And if you say the right VAT rate for Ghana should be 18, 20 will be counterproductive.
VAT agency. The average is 21.9. Me, Sadano. You were so for his casem so kind of Furiata. Ebejina Parliament, na your media budget, and no catch the Ghana for you say. One two vatim na nso obenye sika bibire afiri mu sada no se na nka me yemrese be joni pa na kwakwa meme ya chi no he told us say on two vatim true na nso obenye sika bibire edi afiri vatim what was it vat na nka na ekosi 20% no unim health insurance levy na edaso no any get fund na edaso no wono edikopo ye say eno say sia na enye we ebiem ntiansa na ye be calculate VAT no ye de saa we no e ka de no bo ho wo de aka ho awie na ekosoro no ansa de 15% VAT no apetem entu be wie no enye 20 biem in real terms ye hu say ye 21.9 eno ka kire say on to VAT rate na nso benye sika bebre afri VAT wo fi say nyina ya bombon Uganda hanti de oka no ye ne no be ya adwe ene saa de na bedi enya na se ye firi ho enti se ye firi ho ne ye ko ba bia ne ye dadada ye nkanche prof no mo se ye nim ba bia 20% ye yusu ya koduru ye See if he says average no more 18 na yebehwe eno kra no it's not about counter productivity me hwe me I may VAT rate am fixing no mfa so a menya wom e ka me bo wom ansa enye usually me the best comparison the best standard is not to fa hon to obi we are so me mfa hon to obi we say me dear na me ya ebeboa me usually set your standard and no say dear me ye no eboa me ana nti ewra to force say we covid levy free ho we 2.5 get fund 2.5 insurance na ye de yenim from na ye de ka ade no bo ho anse ye be calculative VAT ama na kosoro eno so we jai sa ade no nti VAT be kwa koda ba bia ewra kanoforiata no eto ebeto ye sa
yo medasi me go fad
yeah yeah say I can force so they were not adon ra being work so no that sa na the person no pay Ghana for nyina e hwe no pay eti omo ho asene se budget a era Dr. Atufosen eko kinkan ba parliament na no ya woda enyumre no yen the opposition for no ye hu ni se no krani budget brofo nkwan na ewo mu
anti mu hware papa ba kokra wo mu
I will come down to brofo na yahye na brofo ehwam a de lafenta agugu ho na substance na de no krani ye de disguise ye de nema o se Ghana fu hu no ye de sie brofo echi etino se wan to obo won tene bia se and this is kwa eto musuban no de ntia kasa okay am first budget am de call parliament am ko yi betting levies any levy free hoyi am ka kire se am mfa to bi am emma anya sa anche na am kokoya amendment in some of the acts in parliament and am ko introduce the doomsday levy okay this is how they say am introduce some taxes no look at what happened here ya woda no interestingly almost say 2026 ya ye be see me number 1 almost say Friday big push so na to need big push e will create jobs of over 400,000 jobs now what we saw question be 2 years first year second year first year allocation to big push na 13.8 billion Ghana cedis 2026 allocate 30 billion Ghana cedis to big push funny enough Atufosen e catch Ghana fo nyina say o Ghana fo animo say bi etwa nkontompo say was 64 billion road contract wealth under big push 64 billion ukeka ne allocation for first year a 13.8 allocation for second year a 30 billion na 43 billion and 50 billion impo that's what we hear you catch
first year
13.8 billion and oh yeah second year or anticipate to allocate 30 billion we cut to the craboma and 50 billion as to force catch say next year okay road contract and a big pusher 64 billion and yes can the difference is no my sure figures baby you be a figure now
I say be or the back following year
what's 13 what he has already was 30 so one contract in a
yes
they've awarded a contract wealth of 64 billion and a big push. Meaning contract or maybe me oh honorable any dear coins. Oh and contemporary na da na bi no. Me se brofo no. E na etoso bi on. O se oh eto bi anywhere eba. Yes ana mo kan no. Me pese Ghana fo en pay ehwe nyina beti e ho asese. Enya no kre. Dey ntia me ka se enya no kre. O hwe se na o kan VAT ase na o kan ya. Interest lo se o ma be amend the tax laws no e Ghana. Yes ana kan no. It is specifically no one chere eto o ba amend. Also we list income tax, custom tax, exercise duty tax, also we amending nyina. And strategically no and smartly no we amend ya no the net one den ahihye ho. Why are we anticipating say or the eto bebre? This is the reasons. 2025 budget now the call yen no hokin kan kire parliament and next month e be wi no. We show the allocations are why so far, any appropriations are why so far into various sectors meaning there are a lot of shortfalls. I want to be meeting the targets in terms of expenditure, capital expenditure. Capital expenditure meaning one of the significant area mark genuine growth about economy more. And cosmetic growth, genuine growth, organic growth. Honewo. Na so what baby as said you know what promise last year. So by capital events saying expenditure no what falling short of 24% as last year. No, sorry, current year. 24% were falling short of it. No promise. So next year, we'll be investing more. It brings a lot of doubts. That is where the issue comes in. Inflation not coming. I wanted to go to where he ended, picked up from on inflation. A deliberate optics being set up this year. And the reasons was that let's cut on expenditure. Let's compromise on every sector. And that's what happened in this year. It's only contract to be a now friend Busana, but I just say from January to now, in Tianica 1 city crowd.
But they've given some people some money.
No, you said some people some money.
Some contractors.
Some contractors.
Yes.
So there are a lot of contractors as we speak currently, are buying into Amokaye, which is admittable. Because we know some of the contractors, they complain to us every day.
Okay.
What's my point I see? We have some of these ministries here, surprisingly, ministers not the parliament, not move budget, so are to his force and no. It may not be bring cry surprised. Because our ministries, no cranny, who have compensation for employees and it here. Now the challenge is goods and services and depending be here the juma no. Aban a deny no sa area ho. It's what you make up so me, my bed juma. Akadia me here juma no. Akada no deny me aminia. What is the contributions in that particular sector? Efficiency number 4. So this is the deliberate attempt Aban said that take here. He said, let's deliberately cut down on expenditure. You cut it down on expenditure because number 1, of falling short of revenue. That's a significant blow to the government. He falls short of revenue. Let's cut down expenditure. Let's compromise our economy to a point. So we are compromising today for tomorrow. Look at interesting area B. Interest payment for 2025. Almost falling short of 19%. Now in my ROSM, what the car? I feel so untia no. Next day untia. Yeah. Odi credit idea. Say you wait to year na seda. It will day year no better ubetia. You see the point? So all these sacrifices no more force my Ghana for nyina ye afi we ya. Ye nyina ye ho akere yi. A ye ntimi fo bi adwuma. Sebio o maka akere say next year. O he nurses for mutifie, teacher for mutifie over 150,000. And can put the easiest employment creation. Minia, or we school na wie o. The way as one financial clearance. No fun adwuma no. What mean fa no. Name on paper. Also be create 800,000 jobs on paper. So what mean try specifically where the jobs will come from.
But already work as a big push.
Also big push. Also saying 400,000. We have the breakdown. Honorable, need your coins. Honorable, need your coins. Need your coins. Honorable. Also 490,000 and a big push.
Okay.
And a basis on the big push. And the crown are questionable.
Okay.
Because we have figures not to force the S30 on big push now. It was simple browser you to interrogate figures and add it up. It's me where I sit. And from what we've seen with them in the first year, no, we are not being ahead of ourselves. We wish them well, but the truth is that also kind of create Ghana for the power. He said, "I buy no budget run or the call ya wadano no crane and good money and it does not be here anymore." So we create one mobi because we have our last year now. I say governments in Techiman, that's a Bono East, and some areas. Or let's say now, we created these jobs. Honorable, need your counsel. Or let's say we supporting me do me here, my friend. No. Or let's say we so back there's a cashew processing plant. Or sampa. Me I want me free me mantem no. Or be back or Bono East. See, these are papers. These are jobs created on papers. The easiest one na material no. Say be obi a wako school wie. And po we no. Mr. Serebion, Honorable Finance Minister Mr. Nurses now am ko adwuma afi we no. I want say be mo na yentu am kaye. That is the danger. Her commitment be say obi a ye adwuma from January till now. Yentu an kaye. Now no people now betena ha e kan de da. Uji say nipa no he an pay na e wuken it's sit well with them. Honorable, it Mr. Bill. Honorable, don't worry, we get there.
Honorable, Mr. Mechanize wo mo.
Honorable, we need your coins.
Honorable, we need mechanize wo mo tu mo ka. Wo say wa ni
honorable.
Honorable, need your time. Yeah, no.
We free parliament they need this from come out. What you say? Can you phone for video buga buga we here. They need your coins. We free parliament we give you all the respect. To what you to honorable, we need your time. Minia, it the make catch Ghana for the power ni say. Amo budget no. Aye brofo na ye de sugar and laughing takakre gugu ho. Na no kurenie se ometimi akomiti se o ma be ye edwuma bi next year na o ma bibi edwuma bi next year no kure yanko nim ne ya bibi etene kakra ye hu afi we mu no ja ye se sa agro be so a efira no panya sa
but some say COVID-19 no more year if you want to give some money in the pocket of some Ghanaians.
That is the problem we see. On say COVID-19 level now no this year we levy free.
Yes.
Meboa. And we the betting levy free. And interestingly, no, under these guys, and we introduce you the Doomsol levy. And yes, sir.
Yeah, here.
Okay, the Doomsol levy on the buy out of 1% on 1 cedi on every liter. That's the danger of it. 1 cedi.
And our Doomsol levy.
That's the name of it. Doomsol levy. And yes, sir.
Energy sector.
Energy, no. They went to amend the act. They introduced it. And this is what I've also given you the indication. Say, at to force and say, we're presenting budget in every year. But he will be coming back to Parliament to amend some events and taxes.
They are almost laying in on the day.
So look at interesting thing now. Now they are going to introduce, smuggle in these new taxes. Increase some of these taxes and be counterproductive. So if you are trying to build an economy are also reset it. And the growth of an economy, no create you say a private sector, yes sir. You say a private sector is the engine of growth. But have you asked yourself this important question? If there is an engine of growth, what is the fuel to power the engine? That is the public sector. That's what to deny public sector, no? Almost 24% of the allocation in 2025. Now you're ineffective. How do you then get an effective first in private sector?
How did they deny them the 24%?
That's the friend is saying the goods and services allocation. Allocation of all the shots.
Allocation is not here, no.
Yes,
short,
yes,
24%.
yes, please. It's very significant. So these are some of the issues we need to be talking about this morning. And yet, bro, from can be no. Was it's a year be yet no. Ye who be we say with me a fall short of 15% of capital expenditure in 2025. What is the guarantee? Say we say one promise because we say pay bio. And yes, I know 2025. Me pay them with big push. Me pay them with send our car acquire also be from Kumasi to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Hey, we say almost as if for.
But then it's from Accra.
Which part of Accra?
Oh, but engineers will be able to tell. Are you saying as be anyone?
No, I'm just asking. So Accra won't cash you.
I mean,
because we said President Akufo the aircon now. No, I am from a very saying Pokuase. When you say I could do. What's the name of the area? It's a warm area. Maybe 5 lane. And yes, sir. 4 lanes. And yes, sir. It's even over twice with you. And I
think there are bypasses.
And there'll be bypasses. Also, be far at small down area.
No.
Afar. No.
In fact, more than.
No, Akufo this already has some 4 bypasses. No, that's already in existence. Almost 70% complete.
So there's a new one.
But there's a new one. So one budget. I think 4 or 5 bypasses. Also, be far at small down area. So you see, Emma Odrin said, well, we are giving them the benefit of time. So we wish them well, as I indicated. We are not doomsayers. But the truth is that where we sit, we don't trust them. Because of the Omaye Tremafi Muino, Yenyomunni. Okay. It's the best era to force. So, while locate here, and one thing about allocation and brofo, appropriation here. And you can say, I'll allocate this 500 million to this sector, 100 million to this sector. You could do her, now good 50 billion car. Certainly there will be some shortfalls. It's never said on budget, no. 2025, the Indigenous so access never bought China. And yes, sir. It is a 2025 DE. Challenges they identify and be no yes, almost fall short in terms of revenue. And they will not admit it. So the challenges that led to the shortfalls in revenue, no, admit it. And they will tell you so. Challenges be a in revenue mobilization in terms of taxation, in terms of efficiency and compliance. That's what they will say. We will not challenge them there, but we wish they will be able to improve upon their revenue mobilization. Na aboa ma yakire Ghana man. Okay. Then we best target no set no. It is unrealistic in terms of revenues for next year no. Okay. Unrealistic because so fall short this year. You need to at least have an adjustment of the shortfalls, no. And you project in future say if you can do better, let's say 5% up. Okay. That's what because of 13% next year. This is very unrealistic.
Thank you very much. My Dr. Tutu Boahene Embreno Doc. As an ordinary Ghanaian or take budgets now. Niana we need that and out here. How do you think budgets in a bit me wow, in the things you do as a Ghanaian?
No. Kojo. I mean chia ashefo. Na menchia honorable name.
Osman.
Say yeah, I mean budget akwakoye say adia afibia na say afifan bia no say a minister for finance ashade
ne na sɛdeɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ɔde ebi mu frɛ no akɔnhomabɔ sika so ahu ba me deɛ me frɛ no Ghana yesika esem entotoye sɛ wohwɛ etire a yewura Forsen Dr. Forsen ɔde eto edwa no a ɔse resetting for growth jobs and economic transformation na kyerɛ sɛ ɔde ensakraye bi eba Ghana mpuntu mu so ahu ene enwuma semu ene ekwan a Ghana sikasem enso ebetimi akonanim na agina brane se etirasem no eye na utie ni nsem so a ode atudwa wode toto ne budget no etirasem no ho a na kyerɛ sɛ ɛno ho dwuma na ebia ɔbɛpɛsɛ ɔbɛyɛ ntikyɛmu kakra wɔ mu
okay
ɔde bibi fa adesua ho ɛyɛ school sem ɛho tudwa wɔde Ghana bambɔ ɛtudwa wɔde apomuden ɛho nsɛm ɛtudwa wɔde Ghana sikasɛm ɛtudwa ɛne sɛdeɛ Ghana magunu enipa a yɛwɔ Ghana ɔmanfoɔ no nso yɛbɛtumi adi yie nso so ɛtudwa woyɛ no to nkyɛn a sɛ honorable ne minua nso aka about VAT ho nsɛm sɛ ne nyinaa ɛyɛ yɛnhwɛ sikasɛm no ɛnoma bi a ɔkaayɛ 24-hour economy sɛ ɔse ɔde 110 million ɛna sɛ aba no atwa so sɛ ɔde bɛboa 24-hour economy no sɛ mehwɛ sika ni din ka sɛ me deɛ mafam deɛ so ama me.
Oh, okay.
We should tell us no. 4 billion.
Oh. 110 is for the administrative setup. You know, 24-hour economy is going to strive on several states. Can be brave to say, yeah, baby, market see, and yes, 110 million. This for the administration of the good. Good.
Okay.
Because 24-hour economy, you might be brave, be room. So that to make instead of 8 hours now, 12 hours. Then will feed
farming.
Into it.
In farming, the 24 hours.
So,
I want clarity. Sorry, no, sorry. I just wanted clarity. I said farming is about 24 hours. I wanted clarity on it.
In fact, to build my points, you know, honorable, you know, some of the things you bring some level of clarity.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so OSHA budget now say we are providing an allocation of 110 million cedis in 2026 for the implementation of the 24-hour economy program.
Good.
This will be leveraged.
That is where my point is coming from.
But I'll say this will be leveraged with the GIF and DBG, the Development Bank
Ghana Infrastructure Fund,
and private capital.
Yeah.
To keep financing largely of the sovereign balance sheet.
So you see where the issue is, as against what Honorable was saying. So I say, Honorable actually said this is for administrative issues, but so kind it's a bit different.
So I'm sure the detailed budgets in the world.
And you see me in practice. For instance, my more example. Say 24-hour economy markets. Will that be 110?
So that is where my problem is.
And all these are going to feed into it.
As against the Koduridi. So the minister could have brought some clarity to the budget to indicate, say, 410 million. IBIL from bank, you know, no, yeah, the administration issues.
The 110, I think, is
no,
from
what the secretariat would directly use under Omo
for running of
their... But other sectors, will be a... Yeah, someone put them 24 hours.
No, I still want to emphasize, say, if Senka or Chichimu, I mean, who say 110 BC, Sebase, Ebia, key areas be a day chassis. Because Sekoko Basse 24-hour economy, no, or they far all sectors of the economy, it will be too burdensome. I know be a diama buying. It in ko share as here baby. It me fan say ebia say ports. So ebia ye ko share here ports. Inti under ports and harbors no. Ye ba be expand the services to ebia from 6 in the morning to 6 in the morning the next day. So and in doing that, this is the budget allocated for it. Sabia, your baby BT say media and broadcasting. So this is the budget allocated for it. At least for 1 year for us to be able to pilot the system to know how it will work. All right. Sanchiri Mono, let me say, Ama. And these are some of the things that I feel that in as much as say budget, ready budget time constraints at least certain bullets that will give clarity or will bring clarity to the issues say what the two okay. COVID-19 levy recovery or abolish it because COVID me fan say twemu anisa se beba kra no a ehun sunsanso no intimi nyente se emre bi atwam so ahun enu nti se ekwaso se yeje COVID-19 a em se na Ghana for na yede ohaw eto wo so nti wetwam a de kwanso ano no but the fan baby so no COVID-19 no me fan say eye one source of income for government so ahun nti wo ye free wo yi abanye bia ne komumu
so no can say oyi 11 for no kwamambu
ti se ne komumu dia na se oyi 11 free ono ne komumu na se we sense oyi free na ne komumu a friend say Oliver Twist o se me da se aburu me da se ason ne mom no me hia bi so ahu okay ena o sign the covert ena whatever so from 21.9% to the about 20%. In Chiremu no, emuno, or say or the ebeboa ma abane timi ede about 5 million Ghana cedis, about 5.7 also million Ghana cedis. Etimi aboa ma enkrofo yan krankron, eni nyuma etimi enyeska tombo no me de adwuma. We do enon hadwin. So and non hadrin. The problem paye a new man no. Let me say we outline some measures be so okay. One more business owners no. Says can we are buying a day boa no dia domo se fa pija wa dwuma mu no. E be kɔ ne saying. Because obi feel say obeka account obi bu asa account no. E dey akwa share profit a wunyam babaka say emu ayede NDC aban emu ayede the profit kosoro say forgetting to know say incentive we are aban dey man no say VAT incentive no COVID-19 no awode man no aban person o ka kire ni say wonya mfaso no nsa mfaso no nhye adwumani omi adwumani no mfa nkrofo enka ho odi be kwa akosi dan odi be wari bia ka ho odi be toto cars center de papa so ho na unemployment na banks omwa no enu nti o ma no sa incentive we say no sa unemployment na sa ba be sinsa banko so I like it when the minister said, say, what is some monitoring procedures better for? Not going forward in was also a VAT reward. I support that. You know the reason. We were school, first degree, the first interview, the corner of VAT. We are marketing graduates.
Okay.
We are marketing from undergraduate to masters and to PhD level. Now, metina interview panel, in fact, the panel of about close to 20 people. My final question here say, don't you think you are lost? Why you that? Now I'm saying, oh, why? Say, you have a marketing background. At VAT, we deal with money. Think you probia or yeah, finance and accounting.
Actuarial, yeah.
I'm saying, no, I'm not lost. No, say, explain. And I'm saying, I know that VAT service, their duties, mobilizing money. But the basis of which people should pay VAT, people don't really understand it. And that is the duty of marketing people to explain. To me, I call my man will be said, so what, when you come, what intervention do you think you can suggest? And I'm saying, first one, reward systems. That will incentivize people to do what? Pay VAT. And if you reduce VAT to a certain level, if you give people incentives and to explain why they need to pay VAT, willingly they will do it. And that is one reason why I support this VAT reward scheme out of the Bebano. In fact, it will not only open up, but it will also motivate people. So it will motivate people to move and pay. Even the friend is a kinky seller. Okay.
All right.
And I feel that, look, it is a very good thing, but they should be able to sit down with private business owners to explain, say incentive no mo de ma no. Enye so mo de beto to cars. Na o mo de ba be didi. Na o mo de ba be we nam. Na emom no o mo fa mi adwuma num. And governments would also monitor to ensure that company be afibia wutimi add up to your employment. No, they will give you certain incentives.
Okay.
And that would be perfect.
Okay.
All right. Could you say some more time that
now this is break up.
Okay. Mamemfa adisunya enka ho education. Some year teacher idea. So 4.2 billion Ghana cedis free SHS. Country bia we invest ewo adisunya mu no. The Dutch eye. So anunti me ade ba kwa me fo se na akufu ado aban etimi ye ya ebeboa Ghana fo pa ebeboa enkurase any the underprivileged, the vulnerable education. Yeah. Ade betimi aboa ma enipetimi akon ohia. Now we see 200 new GHS. So kyerɛ sɛ ɛbɛkɔkɔ nkurase ɛnom ne nasefo your friend is 200 primary schools and also until all these things will give accessibility. All right, now one of the key problems that I have is the contract behind these constructions.
Award of contracts.
Oh, okay. Behind these constructions. And yet, Dana we see, any here, but the quality of the building. And then the furniture that would get into it. So, now you see that you see what. It need no nina and Dana crab before see a baby and then a home papa. I didn't hear. One, and Crawford will crumo on my form say, or Mabwani sit down, no more cement. Could you be that? Me teacher ninti, many again. Who be?
You are cement.
Baby, we are cement in the Akusi or Madame Fee. na aban contractor no a wono si da no na no hu hia no so
okay, all right.
The issue about materials handling enom ne na sefo no kojo ya na edin John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, onfa nani ento form. Minister for Education. So the BBC ba onfa nani ento form. Said ye be ya we ya ban ade infantifo obebi omubu. Omo say aban ade yende yenso twena se. So onfa nani ento form na onhwe say these things.
Okay. All right.
One last thing. 400 bungalows for rural teachers. Me bom insem ne yanka me bom insem mama. Kurasi teacher for bre.
Omo bre.
Odo me kira de wo Gambia number 1. Hey. Ahafo. Asutifi.
Ebe koko na.
Yes.
Omo no ta to sane.
Yes. Gambia number 1.
Congo, Gambia.
Your Gambia number 1, Gambia number 2. Me kira de wo for 4 years.
Na me ye koko extension adwuma bi wo Asankrabo area. Now go inside Baba go to Accra.
Yeah. So me kira de wo for 4 years. And kojo teacher ni ba na ebia with omo me kra me hode na yewu cause me minya ba bi papa die but omo ko other villages no na sefem eti enya ne kano na mom ne yo
okay
ye be srese onfa ne nsa ene ne nan ene na adwene nyina ensi so na Ghana teacher for a omo nkurase omo bre se betimi kura na nanka for somebody accepting what you atum say me kwakurase akwa de no incentives bi te say bicycle moto so kaban de ma wo mo can tell because aban ede
okay
292 million cedis kwa support enkola sanitary parts the teacher ni obechira de ne de
Abane promise 20%. 20% for teachers amuku nkrase.
Nkorande no one farm more absenteeism.
Oh, the teacher ni so
there's a promise for village teachers in that area.
Yes.
I think say
400 bungalows the whole Ghana. Yebeso. Tubasi minka se munye bi Tubasi no abona bonus
kind of portion so
them ka say
portion ya kadan amu she teacher for 20%
okay
nancy
okay break me ba na ya
okoje ma mi fancy aha me say teacher ni na ono kwa akọchira de no because say what Gambia number 1 na say wo nante akoba bi ti say bi di akọchira de so it's about 5 kilometers away Nese o nantia.
Na unse ntia ne kaso ya.
So ti ase. Okay. So that is the point.
The teacher ni onso ya wo for until o free teacher for the also from kalani there.
Go break there am I better so.
There's a beautiful promise of 20% in base salary as allowance.
A lecturer at University of Education Winneba. Your friend me Samuel Kojo Brace. Well, and young queen, Zanka, maybe a minute each on budget. No, let's conclude on it. I think
it's a quick one. Yes. There are a lot of issues, sir. We just have been discussing now on the budget. I made a message by and said, Ghana mebuno epenyuma. To share 2025 by 2 years now, one of the deciding factors a cost to yen MPP for no. You agree, say unemployment. Made a message by and said. Allocation is not appropriation. It is better no. We are allocating for fair. So no, Dr. Kain say obey ni here. She say what can the day? Ye dey ye what three mo pose adako da do strategy be asebi or dey for the optics. Na mom he should prove us wrong. Say enquire for the optics. Na be real economic growth. Na what may generate jobs and create jobs. I'm a Ghana for me bunu do na edwuma bi aye. And lastly, I think one thing there yentimi count inflation. I believe that inflation never from paper so. I mean, honorable Kano, you try to push him to the wall. Second, unless maybe a neighbor form. I believe that no because German prices and the no changes are. The prices are still the same. It's inflation, no, cosmetic inflation. So let's cut down expenditure. Let's cut down expenditure to enable circulation of currency in the economy. Bank of Ghana just to say somewhere 3 months ago, or a mop-up, almost 64 billion Ghana cedis, or you need a free economy to help control demand inflation. And this as a result of that, and now inflation above from a and also leading to the exchange rate here never for me. I believe that some of these things in air cosmetics, the best are to force it. Next year, we will need to see the actions and the results out there. And coin is out here, the challenges we bring. Ghana economy in a percentage. And I think so. One last thing, jobs now we'll keep on referring to the jobs and jobs because it's very important.
Mate,
we had come dynasty ya ejuma ye bia onye sa ene de akoko wie ho se nka ejuma no bi ho 1D 1F ye ho yi aban be so atwam. Interestingly no also atwa 1D 1F mo na o come ya me second home sampa akwa see cashew processing plants. Na se bi se ka 1D 1F no ho and I can extend the investment abema. It's still going to lead to the industrialization in a year.
Thank you.
It's one question politics in Tina, Sabi Yungu Ababi home, now Yen is for political capital. That's it.
Dr. Tutu.
Yes, into security. Media security, no. Yeah. But security be anywhere a chain, job security and food security. So, I don't think say 200 million. Ever call for buffer stock purchases. Yeah, I'm saying Kuma starting BB on silos. Yeah, you bet me I keep grains. I'm not asking for.
That's the actual man I say.
Oh, we share the quality of the buildings. We can still work on it.
Oh, but the Takra as I said, near the hotel.
What on?
Oh, yeah. But the long thing is there, but the larger land now there, a lot of it is gone.
Okay, but the buildings, the question is how do we put it to use? So, say yeah, be shama na say na pro na so am for so am and yet I don't see why the buffer stock will still go for warehouses when some of these things are there.
Okay, all right.
These are some of the cost reduction measures that can
one district, one warehouse project. We are a SARS here in Akufo-Addo region. We see CB. We see minister. We see CWA. Okay. Other areas CWA. Savannah to us over more.
And you know, John Shaw.
One Shaw.
Emma Bank and so on. So
yeah, 400 every.
Answer the question.
And where said Nantamakul didn't be the
you see, all these things, say, one, it will not take the direction of partisan politics.
Okay.
So what I say. And then two, a projects are a day high, a bread or man for. No more minor so a ban or this one. Could you ask a ban what you be a good cookum, what done in the home, Yanko Pombi. So, one far at this when be ma and cranko.
Okay, you, Marty. But that's it. Yes, honorable. Yes, a minute, and I enquire the other issues.
Father say, my bank. Went to me and come, I come. 2025 budget. And I to force a coca say, or the seed fund, 50 million. Hey, I'm saying 550 million AMA bank.
And that's 50 million away.
Meanwhile, it was take a seed fund. Seed fund, what you say?
There may be offices.
Seed fund.
There may be offices.
In fact, to even to open a company, you know there are pre-incorporation expenses.
Registrations.
How can you start without anything? Hey, you're the 400 million, the big bank, and in fact, MPs and minimum some accountants were all making that argument, and I was surprised. And then we said drew 401 million.
Yeah, I'll say 1 million is for the setting up of the.
It's 15 on me.
And the 15 on our man.
No,
Uncle, can uncle 15 uncle?
Because you see, at the end a year continuous. And I see a case a fear say, "Dear, be a home she wouldn't. A home she say, better say planning. Didn't to be 50 years say, be bank."
But then uncle 50 million.
Mammy, yeah. Oh, and I said the seed fund put there. You start here. How long it to take? And then just say, "So you soon need." And I said, "This so you soon." And no be the able to so I to end up as your capital. What you say? And to my country, no say my bank no eba.
Me say,
then the man
go said na tamako
say, I win.
No, but
say what are designs na ye dey designs na ye dey 24-hour market no.
Honorable Mipacho.
Yes, sir.
Should the setting up of the bank be solely a responsibility of the government?
In fact, that is what we are contemplating. But what are the approach no so a ye pese ye na and where commercial entity, individual entities no would not want because of the profit margins. It's a bank 24-hour market no but bank no branch. Health minister ya dey pay mo na baso. Sa nurses here you were to force e kasa 150,000 aka no yentimi fa. Who nim say this year? Ya mechanizing 13,000 nurses. Okay. In fact, when the headmaster said it, me akram tona say your finance is 13,000 na me hu. Say you found before December election ya mechanize them. And no clearance. 13,000 it's 13,000. 70 after. It is a fee to me amphibia. Nefri die mo fire na mo ntia mechanize them. Afi wakoje clearance meaning how the hell you went to obtain clearance.
That's not true.
Say mechanize them.
That's not true.
Into your finance
this last year.
Except that
there was clearance for
no. Last year, into nama this year.
And tomorrow mechanize
13,000. And it's not true.
No,
okay. There was a financial clearance. There was a financial clearance.
It expired.
Governance is continuous. What is this?
You go and take clearance in the name of clearance.
Honorable, respect. There was a financial clearance.
18 after 9.
Out on a defense. So, and as Broja Jemfi and penny4 hour door or swap out on a pair and quada a year dear and one sem so I could be more our casua and Yanuma woman to an animal one sedo our. Ewa abra no mo koye screening akọ soja ejum womo ekodru ho no osofo abedechi ns Broja Jemfi editu ebusuan nim se aban no ede nhihye egu akwam a womo ema ebusuan no womo members ni bi etimi akọ soja enya de a womo nso ekọ salai
kwan ebe fa so a ebesie enua ba no na yakrakra na chi kama aban be gina mochi na ya yesan hihye eno nso eda nchen a yenua ba no opese oni ye baba be ye adwuma na wa hye soja atade no asom oman Ghana
Mrasha begini owo ewutu Senya East na akoyo Okuno ono nso ebabi Central Regional NDC Chairman MCE owo ho ene penifo awodo eho na mabuni a womo aka baby emaame ene Adom News nsentwofo etwetwe nkomo no wode atudwa se
anajono mi da enu mi ntimi do mi yemu shishimi na ma sorry o mo baby sami wontimi da na mi si hwe na eye mi wa ha no mi kwa na mi ni mo o si da hwe nsi na ma friend yiri mu kan no kware kire mi se bibie sia o mo si hwe nsi mi se mi ti ho sa na mi sister Penny bi o mo friend o mo bae way back we say that's some
all right and what you do me ma akwa ba bi emu ya kwa ko hwe ono bo we dey science feel and if you say working in electric me sure say koda no apply online, so you had the database on that system. Yen to me who say allowing all these numbers on Umbra air working on a single day air too much into yen chichin. What lesson I'll see from
it's not about lesson.
Okay.
It is not just about lesson.
Okay.
That is why we are human beings. That is why we are elevated above all levels of creature. Adebi owa ye hunu be pen. Yes, in fact, ye hunu ye kra no don't wait until you make that mistake and say what you feel more enya hunu lesson. But day in day out, people are making some ACC and you learn from others and prepare yourself. Yeah, military for at 70 and I knew 3 hours when I'm home letter be a bonting. It was on a certain platform. I went there and commented, me read it, letter me maybe some questions I will be saying. One, did they know the number of your friends applicants they were expecting there? 2, they even have stated say the tragedy was as a result of unexpected. I mean, you did not expect them there at that time. Look at it. I mean, we have been messages I did Sunday. They were invited to get to the center at 6:30 a.m. And they were there 6:20. This thing happened around 6:20, and you say you were not expecting them at the time. Look at it. Your name.
Mr. I'm watching when I was going to work.
Some
people they were a lot.
In friends, election registration crowd, people go there at 2 a.m. No, be a work page, also, 6:30 a.m. And you say you were not expecting them to be crowded there at 6:20, and so that is why they stop. Media material crowd say, "Abraham would do maybe
because time I made draw on. Time I made draw on. Okay, mine was around 5 a.m. on into. But now almost a dominant and none of work when then is a crowd.
No, and you know because I feel more apply no. Most of my baby, they call regional capitals, centers, region Biabenya Center, into Chusua, Obechusuni Center. And they did online. With technology, it means that now police say, how many people are coming to Ewaka at a point in time you know what money na.
Me say
I know pictures, and my constituent be our Tafo Pankro no. And no Sunday me audios ni we me ko here say Kumasi so ebi esi ho was see ono kra de baby o so no do bi so onia no wuye ye treat no kakra wo ambulance no ma say onko fie okoduru fie no okọ hospital ko charge say ni veins binum kra atete and our friend nurse say ya almost my list for one more prepare na ebebo amba ni din enim te no I was trying to get a Ashanti regional minister na ya dinidin aka ho so that because o try na serious injury. Why would military security people fail us in a simple safety measure like this? I think the embarrassment coming from them too much. Too much.
But Honorable Obiswa can say
too much.
The changes to the leadership now AC and so because experience wise, once the leadership is a sign.
A dear leadership.
Of the Ghana system
should
be
into wo. When you so journey that me nko so jada me nko bi nso da se me ne ka se me
covid why the emphasis of covid dey no what tra qualifications dig there
me say the shame say in the studio ha me I receiving for 2000 na wo mo emra ha me nye wo mo screen ya me first I say me check capacity of the studio. And anytime you're receiving those huge numbers, you know, your free BB turn around time. What's the period of fee say? Banker. I used to be a banker. Yes, steady be turn around time when I say it say the queue bra. The way we look at it. So tell us, you know, when you increase your service outlets. They tell us no, you know, Abekan will secure no. I reduce. When ya dear was say, we commander, we major, we lieutenant, and so I tell you, say, I didn't know you're my failure. It didn't organize it well. Cry and they should come out and tell us.
Parliament. Then they will say.
So, issue and somebody done MP Baku issue statement. Your friend minister no, Emma no, Ebaye, or so Abetrichim. Speaker has referred the matter to the committee side where the Parliament should investigate for us because it doesn't augur well of us. Say Kumasi so, say being so. Why? Say nipa dodo we eba stadium. Na ye kuja doors kakra. This is basic safety measure. And if this is what our men Omugadi security, this is how they can let us down and fall. Look at youngest 4. Six. Yeah. To lose their lives in
just because of
it's untenable. Media, I've stated my mind, and the reason to tell us that it was unexpected, and that they got there at the wrongful time. There was another reason they gave to it. Intermediate in no uncertain terms. They should have gone. In fact, they should come or some patch of crying reason. I didn't see any also the MIA. Yes, me have even stated Mr. President should look at that quota because the embarrassment coming from that quota I think is too much.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Remember, Doc, the Speaker of Parliament based on this, I can say there has to be a permanent recruitment. No, defense minister. Is a permanent
substantive
defense minister. And also play a role, Anna.
I don't think so. Because substantive defense minister or say interior minister or say one minister or anything will change. This is a pure, administrative failure on the part of the CDS. And I feel say, look, we should figures now 60,000 applications, 30,000 qualifications, and then they were going to take 4,000 out of the 30,000. Yeah, recruitment. Okay, as lecturers, departments, we do recruitment. I've been HOD, so when I was at Methodist University, we apply. Me as a HOD, I will interact with you. That's the first point. To know who you are, your background, your expertise, and other things. Sometimes I even organize, your friend is saying, teaching period. Come and do a 30 minutes, teaching. We ask you questions. The students are there, they ask you questions. Then, if I know and I can guarantee your quality, so before I call for interview proper at our department level, then I move you to the next level.
Okay.
So, as a young man, may I apply to VAT? I went through aptitude test first. A day now, your cultural or switchback road, a white building there. We were over 2,000. So, by the by, the next phase, now we were around 500, and a call for the next phase. And also, and almost. I mean, by the time I hear interview, we were less than 50. Sure. So, and even after that, you need to go and meet your departmental head for one-on-one engagement. Modern day recruitment and selection processes are advancing, even with the help of technology and digital software. So, I feel that the military is still glued in the past. And Omat Nawama and Noma Afa almost I say we expect to say it will be here Afa. Now we call we now be drawn in Swahili. Who be some befi.
So
you see. And look, these are some of the things that I feel that it is not just the military, but all other state agencies. You see, the leadership should be people who understand systems and how systems operate. People who are able to read between figures, numbers, and be able to come up with, solutions. Now, if you think, say, anyone say, any part 30,000, you think that 1 day, 2 days, you can go through body selection processes.
Bedding.
Look, Makwala Bako Gambia #1. Or apply. Look at them catching so apply. No apply. Do you know say what then the height is shame and the system catcher and say you don't qualify.
Yeah.
So, and why you don't have any second chance of coming. So what I say. So if you have been able to do this, why don't you take go. Ubetimi hospitals. You understand? And the hospitals will actually give you the data. Wakwaye health screening ni BBR. The hospitals will give you the data.
Doc, minchano here and no we frame constituency. Or say bano, honorable, the bano konochi, you say no so and no need to himself one person be fan until no yes madam and yes one person be fan. They know they cannot attend to say the community na that can't you guys say ebia A to B and then 450 ni beti munni mo capacity like I was saying. Yes. And you beti me ahwe nipa 100. 100 no mama mo dey no mo ba dey na we ye die o mu nyina be ba dey o mo e be o mo no na ma ade cha mo aka ni nyina pasa what kind of
nti ya fa so obi fi se so
yes
and I se hwe so kan so be ba se hwe so
fa na dey nya bi
na se yen ka se bi o fi kura ase bi o na wa ba da se hwe so no ni
o fi o se kojo krom
no ni
ba o ba no so kura mama na ma hunu se obedi 3 days ana nti o ba no no se we no 1 day asa we say no 2 days in no so betin na that
so the other mechanics you see technology can do some of these things me call hospital na mo se me nko no me kokoje mi data no my input so what you say system na ama maskani we na input so the system can detect say asimesi we or qualify in terms of health.
Yeah.
Obi any application be there should be a serial number. That serial number should be able to code say we up yeah na the church say body selection date here say we center air simple so that at least sir a normal way say mu nyina no will not put a lot of pressure on you the military. What I envisage is that the whole system wo ba near the abade hwe chi de hwe you say you don't qualify go
no me say
but additional information they say they were asked to come in 3 days, so like nipa Kofobi Beba first day, Kofobi Beba second, but no much say
when you listen to the issues issues of trust.
Okay,
because we team Kolani Bia see the reason why some of them were jumping was that omo aka chire ni doso e na ye be ka chire o me se konebra it ye free ubiem enti rain or shine I must get in. I do know that the youth of today are daring.
Oh yes.
Omo nti say ye no ye de ni esura moja bankwala na ba sese no e ye mungam say how's any catch say mungam ho atias so it was no so and akumasi crowd dey say bi mu fro you know your friends a light no mo friend dey say
high tension
po no a yi omo bo match
as front light really
yes
hey
you see and mystery. Look, we live in the 21st century. I mean, you know, you see, people should think outside the box.
Sure.
They should think outside the box. You see, becoming a leader is not the seat you are occupying. It's what is in your head.
Yeah.
Your ability to identify problems and bring solutions in there.
Okay.
And then solve the problems efficiently. So, but not just say what the position. Because what the position or now they are born for him. I am this, I am that.
Okay. All right.
When
you say it's the lowest level of leadership.
They see now train and I'll share with my honorable here, sir. First of all, more just for no. Because Ubusa, there are issues we want to take. Take it. Let's check these boxes. If I'm not taking it now, then clearly we can't blame them. But unfortunately, you check the boxes and you know failing. Number one, not omote or more demographics now. Nipa no control no mote omase. I don't think so. And our doctor can. Omo yemebuno. And also omo mood no de ba ho no a. Omo pejuma. Nipa na tene fi bia be mfi mienu miensa 9 year. Onye adwuma ni bi nyɛ. Opportunity ba ko wetima on say funny thing is emu do dom na ne ye nipa bi ma apply for this military for very long time ne e bi apply last year 2 years ago 3 years ago
nyina ya friend
what you say na friend first time when you call ne there obe put every effort we put to say obe make the requirements no wetima go through. Number 3 busa hu say military for na soldier for no nim the actual numbers are more expected on that day. Did they know?
Yes.
So if they knew and deliberately, I'm put in place control mechanisms in terms of controlling the crowd. And I said, you a soldier for me and say, and neighbor we get and cramine and ma, a diamond for each day. Then to be very honest, in all humility, soldier for a failure. Omo fairly kwan bia so because osha crowd na e wo ho no na se bi ho say enkraman na aggression I dey control crowd na one of it was that was the early stage na be ma minya to so bi say boni betime sin ne
oh the
videos asana issues that say ban pa no enkraman
to honorable somewhere 66
no the thing no the minister even when the stampede na and see early mornings how emra mo yes omo be a gate no which was even late around omo be a gate around 8 that was the late you see so omo be a gate ni entamumpo a enga crowd na ba no ano papa no how much dey no commit control me na den akoyinsa until they remember later no that you be controlling them outside there but omo be a gate ni late no and there's a problem by and it also beyond communication it was omo very poor work in terms of communications utie maya ni bia na amrante ni bia almost omo colleagues ni be go inside and they catch some ntwen ye be from nso so and obi catch them say mo kofia ne omo ko inside be for mo nyina na eja mo abonten so you see so committee mo clear omo communication is a bit clearer and keep ka dom na ntwe amfa so sa so these are the issues I mesre military for is no krenya gupo ni me omo failure and what even hurts me to a large extent you know how some of our brothers from the other side respectfully so play the political football around it. But thankfully, Mr. Speaker, it's in Parliament. Honorable Agaga, play the political football. Mr. Speaker, correcting said there be manko about decentralization of this exercise here, and ya finish us here. And I'm the 2 year. It's my man can say it been see that, and I finish us into my man for kuchi fast. Yes, who said so recruitment in the past you can kukwemu. It's the first time I heard open to them, and it's never true. Let's not blame ourselves as politicians, and these people will exempt themselves from blame. I'm saying let's not. No, please, honorable. I am saying let's not blame ourselves.
If you want us to do politics,
honorable, respectfully. Honorable, I have not done politics with these issues. Honorable, Mr. Nidia Kwanso. Our colleague, Honorable Agaga, in Parliament, half of records. A year statement, Mr. Speaker, correct it, no. And I mean, emphasize, say, Mr. Let's not. I'm going to pay Rashid computer. I'm going to pay him. So I'm going to pay. Play political football with this issue.
You heard him.
I heard him. And
not,
what this one he said.
Not here on our table.
On this on multimedia platform.
But on Adom TV.
Okay. To me, can by multimedia no.
Man, I'm saying.
Okay, multimedia platform.
No. Yes.
Oh, why sure so no? Oh no, I was at the reception. I said I'm okay, sorry. Play political football. And what's something I will not do. Respectfully, Sebi nipa and Insia and Mebunu. They are crying say Omokoye and Ma. Sebi Omoko pe bibia bedi. Ena amakoshi am kwenshi abi say ye. Ye best ye soldier for. Ye hu Ghana police for recruitment no. Ye hu pictures be I'm told say last year recruitment. We share police for ya in orderly. Ye do makotena hall be o sorry be jina body selection no ubejina yama unsu anom look at our documents ujina scale no so height na check bibia na etekia na yama unwe say you've qualified for the next stage the best soldier for no sebi be ekodri sebi be ya pa say capital of Ghana Accra all our diplomats international diplomats in our Accra heavy na oti ewa kechi ho na okwa adwuma no pa na o de kan nam kwan ho sa na hu adom we twa for say wa den a ye recruitment into security agencies. Mejidi said this is a call for us to also lastly
thank you
have a structural reforms in terms of our security recruitment. So yet me an open recruitment afibia say bia ye bia to ho quarterly. So qualify just walk in. Now go apply.
Say they should look at the school cadets.
Beautiful. And two graduating from senior high school.
And university.
Beautiful. So who was
and then because those ones from senior high school now obi are committed to be part of the armed forces.
Obi the compare juma na obi a commitment omo level of performance
yes. So just
accommodate no on surviving you know me nya krana se survive akakrebo ma metime juma no baby say na pay me timi say na say oh you committed so na kan you from primary or join cadet here be do senior high school or a cadet commander or senior high school oh no we are with me pejano from her so university kind of man akwa manu ko su ade na to aso sa na ni wa be what you say I think we should have a structural reforms there should be a structural reforms in our recruitment of agencies
or be part of Ghana Armed Forces because of the but the panel from the beginning they call it and say I want to serve the country.
I think that we should have a second look at our structural reforms. No problem, Doc.
The whole thing the innovative mindset. Uko kurebiase, uko kurubimu. Do we have a kind of voluntary military or security services in there? What in yasa matati? Ubam kruma sante achime kutiase. Ebi ayati BBC ewo ho. Kodo yakuru krum yati BBC ewo ho. Edokra no ebe boa, it will enhance the security of these villages. Now, these people go through certain military drills. Sort as here. They go through certain military training. It is a what soldiers are. You just move in there.
You have a pool of young people.
In the US, I hear that they even go to schools to ask them how many of you want to join the Navy, how many of you want to join the Army. Yes, the cadets are there. So those days, look, even barracks boys, we used to do drills. It is will be or a due time next will be for say I want to join the military.
All right.
But there's some way there. Hear me, military young kind of crap. Or more press release, you know. Second paragraph.
The arrogance of the press was very obvious.
Look at
they were very arrogant without the address.
Preliminary investigations indicate that the stampede was triggered by an unexpected surge of applicants who breached security protocols and rushed into the gates ahead of the scheduled screening at 6:20 hours.
No, see,
how can you tell us this?
They had this arrogant posture in how they addressed the nation. Mr. Military for the aggression types, you know. I think that we've grown.
So they should come again. I think they should come and tell us.
The reason why MP was in bad taste, you know, is because of the timing.
Okay.
You don't use a certain poster.
Yeah, that's not correct. But you don't use in the past. That's
try to the posture. No, honestly, the military posture in addressing the matter. Mijidi said it was not the best.
Okay,
it was not the best.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, 24 lines and also free 0302211701, 0302211702, and 0302211703. Free. Now you know. Any enkomo. Now as we wait for you, CJ no 1 minute na fe obia nya yi ne enko. Fad we dey start CJ dey.
CJ, Nigeria is minority and opposition. You make your position clear on the CJ matters and say yes the fruit of the poisonous tree. And yes sir. Processes now the fast so the yi ma men free ho no. Na ye questions kakra ho. And then you raise yen. And they say, as long as we know, no, there are some issues that are disputed. Currently in the crowd court. And yes,
I count 30 seconds.
Now, the Ekobani said, there were situations be your court. Now, you chairman swan. I didn't chain current one ADA. Now, because the court knew you can ask a castle. My men also want to buy in and it's shame, no, only in a submitting a bony nego. They go ahead with these processes. And Rami, who news item be a current attorney general. Casa said, court in the ruling now. The president will obey. Okay. I think it will bring some vacuum in our constitution. It will create a lot of
challenges for us. Now, me Abu or ha drain Akwaba. Abu, good morning. What's then? Oh, Abu. It's me, Jinada.
Abu ko.
Oh, I'm say Abu Minsankan or Nukra or Baba Hamadin. Abu no how you know. Doc, but your mama mounts who are meant on the vetting of the CJ.
Yes, I'm say CJ need you know. Could you idea me I still believe that the Article 146 issues, you know, we need to look at it and look at it very well. Because I feel said akwakoye we hinted the actually.
Yeah, but already mention so one and ways one tanko. Abai marching. Hello Abai. Abai marching. Abai meet you.
Good morning.
Aha, Mami Tewe.
Good morning.
Good morning, Abai Mami Tewe.
Miss you to
Abai Metonka, Mentia TV no, Bajo, Mentia TV sound of TV no bano, Teophone so why, near Casa.
Because that's what I'm doing.
What's in
Mesi mi kata fi zenu. Ya mi kani na incident na happen yenu. Ya re utemu a ye ina ye di mu ya o kese pa. Enu ya mi kani na ni se o sa binding se ye papa egu akwanu se dia aduye temu a etu ye ebi tibium. Demom I was taking a 8 years of under Kufado administrative. Last year, we have free Abemuna, who's on the year for publication for recruitment. Yes, sister, I want to read him. It's almost Kata, who said Omubekata, Abekatapa, incident happening. Yes, in a year, so Martin for Kramamin, Operation Director, the man and
Mamin Daniel. Daniel, cordial, medicabes of yeah.
And you better man say, Yapanacho.
Hello, Daniel.
1 year school normal empty Daniel. I'm when you work at it. No family.
Okay, so Daniel also agrees recruitment for the candidate.
Now because Article 146, and I feel that Yanshe year a beye itu a yankasa ya de bebo boy ho ne kunkum ye ho. I feel say as to whether the moment Article 146 was triggered, we are knew that Tokono would definitely go. Odin chini botoma obeko. So and oko yepo yempi oko. But na ka me so me feel say na appeal na wa ye questions I will be sir and na for no. The court should be able to find it reasonable to respond to some of those things. The reason is that you see anshe here that be sadie we see corona no 146 ne sunsun sanso no obi so besa sa kwako
mate medase Agwezi from Kumasi. Good morning. Wamintie we
hello
Agwezi mete onka wamintie o Agwezi mpacho mete onka o order TV no susisi abamintie o
aboko na mo shuwa me chapa de ponya
Otie no ho.
Okay, me pacho so fra entie television no. Eya tie wo phone no. Na yentumi ninkomo otie TV na be ha adwen. Entity wo on the telephone na okura no. Na nkomodi no entumi nkoye. Yes. Douglas we. My member. Na na bosu na say.
Hello.
Na bosu, amintie o. Na de ase obi a person tie no ho TV no so.
Hello.
Na mete onka o amintie o.
Me da se pa na ko bo shira o papa. Ene de amula give a fire. I'm a champion for the incoming national chairman. What takes you because they don't go to you saw who's not clear. Dr. Mahmoud Bomia. Set a family can say, why not? You see, I am a hotel. There is a political Yuki. Who have of a come for a year almost security. And near man, also clean up and so in your future be a doctor bar. All the sardines, obey every district. So the best compete is none of the motto. Let me go and come to know a million. Let me tell you, Shamu no way. The very deputy district here and a year. No idea, France Minister to be almost canon cost here. Now, but the system and a part of your command or for the bottom. As almost is so said, the Kufonia for the chat, or in the year, they don't know how to be a happening. Or this Shabbat able to end up that which some William.
That's it. Okay. Yes, every battle of Aminti, when I'm brown.
I could go that's a chimichia before you now. Master MP before the Omonia Trema Abine. 20 years to have a momo and momo, a parliament, dear momo. 20 almost a year. A sort of India horn and get a million of the share BBC, or Mancasson, and yet no more mope. As I buy a soon to me. One yama was say, it will do the other. It must show me, let's thank you before no, or when I portray. Okay, you got 2-3 years. Nothing. Your man could ya. Your munya is the year. What the nyai? I do me that.
It's your man and say.
Mr. Medase. Yes, honorable.
Yo, Rakojo, CJ, Chief Justice. A dear number will be Chief Justice of Ghana. In fact, it is Omampeni appointed. And this bit me the lawyer 100 years. Couldn't me call Supreme Court to crown or have a Chief Justice. So quite now your first debate Chief Justice no. And now your constitution, Rabana Sama, Omampeni quite say, what to me, you know. No pon on fa to me dear na Omampeni Sako. And son of Omampeni bet me I sana. I just said, Obi the abedan say, ye to say, Onion, a Juma or no, a haunty. Enti ya demara ayi Chief Justice. Samra kwana so ye de atuno afiri ade so. Ene nrochi omampani ede foforo aba. Mra kwan so a ye de na from. E de ne ye nuanom donkuma ka se omo emfo aso na be yanka ye ntwen omampani ye nyina ya jatu se. In fact speaker kra e rule ye ansa ne ye be ko vet no. Minority e kire se vet no omo ma ye nko. And speaker ka se ye ntimi nka se my men also na sama odi wo court no ntino ye nso yenya position no ento ho enti de e course wo court no enti mi nsi mra chebe dwa kwan so se ya chebe ye de enti se Ghana fo nyina yenya ye Chief Justice for oye jewura Justice Bafo Boni.
But that's we need to go right back. Kofi Afol Bente, honorable, the member of parliament for Sefia's constituency, Fahad Osman, Oposo Kasabiba, member of the team, Dr. Bernard Tutubo in a political marketer, University of Education, whenever.
Just 1 second. What's the name? Enra, General Secretary Awuda.
Oh,
Mr.
That's a good day
from Pom.
Okay.
I'm wishing us happy birthday. So we just doing good day from Pom.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, but I am Yadma. You better say, now you're there.